Picture a world where electric vehicles are not just the shiny toys of early adopters, but a mainstream, realistic, and thoroughly enticing choice for everyday city dwellers. Envision stepping into a car that fits perfectly into the rhythm of urban life, weaving through tight streets, loaded with clever features you never imagined possible, and priced so accessibly that it challenges your assumptions, all while actively cleaning the air you and your neighbors breathe. This is a future many automakers have teased but rarely delivered. Hyundai, however, claims to have cracked this elusive formula with its latest innovation, the Hyundai INSTER. But is this compact electric SUV truly the transformative force urban mobility needs? Or is it simply another small car with grand ambitions, jostling for attention in an already crowded marketplace? Let's rewind and trace the journey that brought us here. The pursuit of the perfect electric city car has long been an automaker's riddle. On paper, it seems like the ideal fit. A nimble, space-saving vehicle made for busy city streets, combined with an electric motor offering clean, zero-emission commuting. But reality adds layers of complexity. The crux of the challenge is fitting a battery large enough to deliver meaningful range into a vehicle that is inherently compact. Batteries, after all, are heavy, expensive, and space-consuming. For years, these obstacles kept most automakers on the sidelines or led them to create quirky, pricey niche models. Think of the smart Fortwo electric drive or the Fiat 500 electric. These cars often came with sticker shock and disappointingly limited practicality, never quite living up to their revolutionary promise. Meanwhile, the urgency to solve this puzzle has only increased. Across Europe, Asia, and even many regions of North America, cities are tightening emissions rules with every passing year. Ambitious targets for phasing out internal combustion engines are now the norm, not the exception. Governments are pouring billions of dollars, euros, and yuan into clean transport incentives, seeking to nudge consumers away from fossil-fueled vehicles. Climate change is no longer an abstract concern. It affects daily life, fueling a surge in demand for electric vehicles that are both practical and affordable. As the Korea Times notes, the INSTER is expected to help Hyundai increase its electric vehicle market share in Europe, where demand for affordable EVs is growing rapidly. Enter the Hyundai INSTER, a vehicle crafted not just to participate in the city car race, but to fundamentally change its rules. This compact electric SUV stretches just a bit more than 3¾ meters from bumper to bumper, shorter than most hatchbacks. Yet it is packed with features typically found only in larger, pricier cars. Hyundai's design team went bold. Oversized circular headlights give the INSTER plenty of charisma. Futuristic pixel-style LED lights hint at tomorrow's tech, and SUV-inspired cues give it stance and presence despite its modest footprint. There's even a variant called the INSTER Cross, which amps up the rugged, outdoorsy vibe. However, let's be clear, neither version is engineered for off-roading in the traditional sense. Step inside, and you'll find that the INSTER's real genius is in its interior. Despite the compact exterior, it comfortably seats 4 adults, a feat that challenges the compromises typical of small city cars. The rear seats slide forwards and backwards, letting you prioritize either extra legroom or more cargo space, depending on the day's needs. It's such a practical idea you wonder why it's not standard everywhere. Fold all the seats flat, and the INSTER transforms into a mini camper, opening possibilities for spontaneous road trips or even urban camping. With the rear seats down, the boot, or trunk, offers more than 1,000 liters of space, ample for a family's luggage, a big grocery haul, or a stack of camping gear. For city dwellers who occasionally dream of escaping the urban jungle, this kind of flexibility is a revelation. But the true headline is the INSTER's electric range. The long-range version is equipped with a 49 kilowatt-hour battery. Hyundai promises more than 200 miles, yes, over 200 miles, of real-world driving on a single charge. These aren't just optimistic laboratory numbers. Real-world testers consistently report around 220 miles per charge, even in mixed driving conditions. The standard range INSTER, with its 42 kilowatt-hour battery, manages a bit more than 200 miles before needing a top-up. For most city drivers, that means charging only once every week or two, depending on usage. This is a quantum leap from earlier generations of city EVs, which often struggled to cover even half that distance. Charging the INSTER is designed to be as painless as possible. It supports rapid direct current charging up to 85 kilowatts, so you can recharge from 20% to 80% in just a bit more than 30 minutes. about the time it takes to enjoy a leisurely coffee. An onboard 11-kilowatt alternating current charger means home charging is equally convenient and quick, especially for those with access to dedicated charging points. Hyundai has even equipped the INSTER with a high-efficiency heat pump and a battery heating system, optimizing both driving range and charging speed during the coldest months. This ensures the INSTER delivers reliable performance even when winter weather tries to sap your battery's strength. Hyundai has not limited its innovation to range and charging. The INSTER boasts vehicle-to-load, or V2L, capability, a feature that turns the car into a mobile power bank. You can plug in external devices directly, whether it's charging an e-bike, running a laptop on a remote workday, or powering up a blender for smoothies at a park picnic. Auto Express highlights, the INSTER's V2L capability sets it apart from many other EVs in its class, offering a unique level of practicality. This is more than a gimmick. It's the kind of real-life utility that makes electric vehicles genuinely valuable in daily life. Throughout the cabin, technology is front and center. You'll find a fully digital cockpit anchored by a 10.25-inch touchscreen and a matching driver's display. Unlike many modern cars that bury essential functions in endless touchscreen menus, the INSTER offers tactile buttons for climate controls, handy shortcut keys for infotainment, and a proper old-school volume dial. This focus on user-friendly design makes daily driving far less frustrating, especially for those who just want to adjust the temperature or music without taking their eyes off the road. USB and USB-C ports are thoughtfully positioned within easy reach of passengers. Even the gear selector and drive mode buttons are mounted right on the steering wheel, allowing for instant switching between eco, sport, normal, and snow modes, making the car adaptable to whatever the city or the weather throws your way. Comfort and practicality are not afterthoughts. Heated front seats and a heated steering wheel fend off chilly mornings, while manual seat adjustments are straightforward, though a lack of tilt adjustment on the seat base may be a minor gripe for some drivers. The walk-through cabin design makes it easy for passengers, especially children, to move between seats, a subtle but significant nod to family-friendly design. Active urbanites will appreciate the INSTER's roof load capacity of 75 kilograms, allowing you to transport bikes, skis, or a rooftop cargo box without a second thought. All these features come at a price that disrupts expectations for electric vehicles. The entry-level INSTER starts at just over £23,000, less than many rivals, including the Volkswagen ID.3 and Chevrolet Bolt. Higher trims, like the INSTER 02, pile on more luxuries: 17-inch alloy wheels, fold-flat front seats, sliding rear seats, heated comfort features, and more, at a still reasonable premium. Even fully loaded, the INSTER remains within reach for a wide range of buyers, democratizing electric vehicle ownership in a way that few competitors can match. Industry experts have taken notice. Top Gear commends the INSTER's user-friendly controls and well-designed interior, which contribute to a comfortable and enjoyable driving experience. What Car underscores its low running costs and affordable price, positioning it as a smart choice for budget-conscious buyers. Car Magazine points to the versatility made possible by sliding rear seats and fold-flat front seats, features that accommodate both passengers and cargo in ever-changing combinations. Inside EVs highlights the INSTER's ability to navigate congested city streets thanks to its compact footprint and SUV-inspired design, while Auto Express singles out the V2L capability as a true differentiator. Yet, as promising as the INSTER is, it faces formidable hurdles. The battery, while enabling impressive range, is still the most expensive part of any electric vehicle. For small, affordably priced cars, profit margins are razor thin. The big question lingers: can Hyundai make the business case work? Will the INSTER generate real profits, or will it serve as a loss leader, intended to boost market share and brand image rather than the bottom line? This is a dilemma every manufacturer faces when entering the competitive electric city car arena. Consumer adoption is another major challenge. While interest in electric vehicles is rising rapidly, many urban drivers are hesitant. Some worry about the long-term durability of batteries. Will their EV still deliver strong performance after 5 or 10 years? Others fret over charging infrastructure. While some cities have embraced EVs, rolling out extensive networks of public chargers, others lag far behind. Ultra-fast charging stations, which can refill batteries in minutes, remain rare in many regions. For urbanites without access to private parking or home chargers, those who rely on street parking or shared lots, This is a real and ongoing concern. The competitive landscape is also evolving at breakneck speed. Established brands like Volkswagen are racing to launch their own affordable city EVs, while Chinese newcomers such as BYD and NIO are entering global markets with aggressive pricing and cutting-edge technology. Startups are experimenting with flexible ownership models, like car subscriptions and shared mobility services, catering to urbanites who value flexibility over traditional car ownership. In this dynamic environment, can the INSTER carve out a lasting niche or risk being overshadowed by newer, flashier, or cheaper rivals? History offers a fascinating perspective here. At the turn of the 20th century, electric vehicles were surprisingly prevalent, especially in places like New York City. In fact, there were more electric cars than gasoline-powered ones on city streets in those early years. Yet, as the internal combustion engine became cheaper and more powerful, electric cars faded into obscurity for decades. Only in recent years, thanks to advances in lithium-ion batteries, tightening environmental regulations, and shifting consumer attitudes, have electric vehicles surged back into the limelight. Models like the Renault Twizy, Smart Fortwo electric drive, and the Fiat 500 electric paved the way, but none have managed to truly conquer the mainstream urban market. The INSTER, with its blend of practicality, range, and affordability, aims to break that cycle. The stakes of success or failure are enormous. If the INSTER delivers, proving that practical, desirable, and affordable electric city cars can be built at scale, it could ignite a wave of innovation across the entire automotive industry. Imagine city streets filled with fleets of such vehicles, not just as privately owned cars, but as part of shared mobility programs, ride-hailing fleets, or even self-driving urban networks. Cities might reimagine their infrastructure around smaller, cleaner vehicles, creating more room for green spaces, bike lanes, and pedestrians. The ripple effects could transform the very fabric of urban living: cleaner air, less noise, healthier populations, and more vibrant communities. But the risks are just as real. If battery costs do not fall further, or if charging infrastructure fails to keep pace with demand, the dream could falter. Hyundai's ambitious target, to produce nearly 500,000 vehicles annually by the year 2026, supported by the advanced Georgia Meta plant, is a massive undertaking. Achieving this scale will test not only Hyundai's manufacturing expertise, but also the market's appetite for small electric vehicles. If consumers hesitate, or if competitors undercut Hyundai with even more affordable options, the INSTER risks joining the ranks of other promising, but ultimately forgotten, electric experiments. Yet electric vehicles are not a panacea. Battery production still depends on extracting minerals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, industries that pose their own environmental and ethical challenges. Hyundai's use of recycled tire-derived paint on the INSTER is a small but meaningful gesture towards greater sustainability. In the future, automakers will need to consider the entire life cycle of their vehicles, from raw material sourcing to end-of-life recycling, to fully deliver on the promise of green mobility. Looking ahead, the technological horizon is rich with possibilities. Advances in battery chemistry, such as solid-state batteries, could deliver even greater energy density, dramatically faster charging, and lower costs. Imagine ultra-fast charging stations as ubiquitous as today's gas stations, allowing you to add hundreds of miles of range in the time it takes to finish a cappuccino. Smart city grids could allow cars like the INSTER to function as mobile energy storage units, balancing supply and demand and even feeding power back into the grid during peak hours. The convergence of electric vehicles, autonomous driving, and intelligent infrastructure could reshape urban mobility in ways we are only starting to imagine. So what does all this mean for you, the viewer? If you live in a city, navigate dense traffic, or simply care about the future of transportation, the INSTER offers a compelling preview of what's possible. It is not just about being green or fashionable, it is about practicality, versatility, and affordability. The arrival of vehicles like the INSTER signals that the tipping point for mass electric vehicle adoption may be much closer than many think. If you have been waiting for an electric car that fits both your budget and your lifestyle, your moment may soon arrive. But even if you are not shopping for a new car right now, these changes will still touch your daily life. Cleaner air, quieter neighborhoods, and upgraded infrastructure benefit all city residents. Municipalities may start redesigning parking, investing in more robust charging networks, and rethinking public spaces to accommodate a new generation of vehicles. The ripple effects of the electric revolution will influence everything from the price of a taxi ride to the value of real estate near charging stations. Here's the bottom line. Will the Hyundai INSTER redefine the future of city driving, or will it be remembered as just another ambitious experiment? My take is that it stands a real chance. Unlike its predecessors, the INSTER arrives at a moment when consumer demand, technological maturity, and policy incentives are all converging. Its clever blend of features, impressive real-world range, and sharp pricing give it a fighting chance. Of course, challenges remain. Battery costs must keep dropping, and charging networks need to expand. But if Hyundai can scale up production, ensure quality, and keep the INSTER's value proposition strong, this little electric SUV could become the template for urban EVs worldwide. Here's a detail that shows just how much thought has gone into the INSTER. Its paint uses recycled tire materials. It's a small touch, but a powerful message that automakers are rethinking every component for the electric age. Sustainability is not only about the battery, it concerns every nut, bolt, and finish. As we watch this story unfold, remember, the future of urban mobility is being shaped right now, not just by engineers and policymakers, but by the daily choices of ordinary people. Would you trust the INSTER as your city car, or do you remain cautious about electric vehicles? Are you energized by these possibilities, or wary of the obstacles? If you found this deep dive thought-provoking, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell for more in-depth explorations of the technology and economics shaping our future. Share your thoughts in the comments. Would the INSTER fit your lifestyle, or are there still hurdles holding you back from embracing electric mobility? We want to hear your perspective. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for our next episode.